You've been taught to avoid pain at all costs. Keep your head down, seek comfort, do whatever it takes to escape suffering. But there's a hidden truth, whispered by the scarred and the wise. Pain is not your curse. Pain is your power.
It sounds absurd, even masochistic. You crave safety, warmth, a life without wounds. But tell me this, have you ever met a truly strong person who had an easy life? Look closely at the people who possess true strength or wisdom. Every one of them has walked through fire. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this brutal principle over a century ago. He believed that without suffering, life remains shallow, that great pain was a prerequisite for great strength. He dared to suggest that the path to personal greatness doesn't skirt around hell, but runs straight through it. What does not kill me makes me stronger. You've heard it so many times, it almost means nothing. But Nietzsche meant it as a warning and a challenge, not a platitude. He was telling you, pain will either break you or remake you. If you survive, the choice is yours. He was daring you to see suffering not as an end, but as the beginning of your transformation. Why would suffering ever make you stronger? Because comfort makes you weak. When life coddles you, you stagnate. Only the shock of pain forces you to adapt, to grow, to see what you're truly made of. It's a harsh teacher, but its lessons forge resilience where there was none. When life is easy, nothing changes. You float along, untested and stagnant. Only hardship shakes you awake. Only struggle forces you to develop real resilience. Only pain reveals the strength you never knew you had. You can't sharpen a blade without friction. You can't strengthen yourself without pain. Think of your muscles. To build them, you must tear them in training. Think of steel. To harden it into a sword, you must thrust it into the flame and hammer it. Strength comes from stress and strain. There's no other way. You are the same. Every trial that has smashed you, every heartbreak, every loss, every humiliation, they all had the potential to make you stronger at the broken places, to temper you into something new. Yes, they hurt you, but they also offered a chance to rebuild yourself stronger. Some people break under the strain. They shatter and stay shattered. But others transform their pain into power. The difference is not in the severity of what happened. It's in what you do with it. It's a choice made in the crucible of suffering. The world will offer you every escape from pain imaginable. Numb yourself with entertainment, drown yourself in distractions, pop pills, click, buy, scroll endlessly, anything to not feel the pain. Society encourages it. Stay comfortable, stay happy, stay safe. But all that comfort has a price. But a comfortable life is a fragile life. The more you hide from discomfort, the more incapable you become of facing even minor challenges. Numbness becomes cowardice. And one day, when real adversity strikes, it finds you brittle and unprepared, easily broken. Consider someone who has never faced adversity. The first real crisis comes, and they fall apart, unable to cope. They never built any resilience, so the first blow utterly shatters them. Now consider someone who has been forged by many trials. They meet the crisis with grim resolve. They might bend, but they don't break. They still feel pain, but it doesn't paralyze them. It's an old acquaintance, not a mortal enemy. Every time you survived something that you thought would crush you, you changed. You came out not quite the same person as before. You learned, you toughened, You grew a new layer of skin, a new depth of soul. Piece by piece, the pain was forging a stronger version of you. There's a word for those who benefit from chaos, who grow stronger when exposed to volatility. Like a bone that rebuilds itself tougher after a fracture. Like an immune system that learns and hardens after each attack. For some, stress isn't purely destructive. They don't just bounce back, they bounce back higher. Some people are like this too. Life will cut you down, again and again, that is certain. The question is, when you're lying there in pieces, will you stay down? Or will you put yourself back together and make those pieces into something stronger than before? The choice is yours. Pain itself doesn't automatically make you better. Suffering can just as easily destroy. It all depends on how you hold it. Will you run from it, or will you face it? Will you let it scar you only with fear, or will you wear your scars as armor? The pain is the same. The outcome is up to you. Pain shows you what you're made of. It shows you your limits, and then it shows you that those limits are further out than you ever knew. In the furnace of suffering, you discover your capacity runs deeper than you imagined. You're capable of more pain than you thought, and therefore more strength, more. When everything is stripped away in the fires of suffering, you are left with your raw, true self. That is the self that can grow. In that desolation, you find a clarity that comfort never gave you. Pain burns away the trivial and leaves only what matters. Nietzsche knew pain intimately. Plagued by illness, heartbreak, and loneliness, he transformed his suffering into philosophy. He turned his pain into a source of power. The power to see through comforting lies and confront the harsh truths of life. Nietzsche even spoke of amor fati, loving one's fate, embracing pain as necessary. He chose not just to endure suffering, he accepted it as part of his path. He wrote, "Only great pain is the ultimate liberator of the spirit." I doubt that such pain makes us better, but I know that it makes us more profound. He understood that pain might not make you morally better or happier, but it will carve you into a deeper being. Yes, suffering will change you. It might fill you with bitterness and scars, or it might fill you with depth, insight, and fierce strength. It will hollow you out, but you decide what grows back in the space that opens up. Without a meaning or a why, pain is just punishment. With a meaning, pain becomes sacrifice. Suffering that serves a purpose. Heartbreak teaches you about the true nature of love and about your own resilience. Loss teaches you what really matters and the strength you have to live on. Failure teaches you humility and shows you the courage to try again, differently. These lessons are written in blood and tears. They can't be learned from a book or a lecture or a fortune cookie. They are earned, painfully earned. And because of that, they stay with you. They become part of you, etched into your bones. When you survive the pain, you carry the scars, yes. But those scars are not just wounds. They are proof of healing, proof that you are stronger than whatever tried to destroy you. Each scar marks the spot where a weaker you died and a stronger you was born. And when you truly understand that, a strange calm can fall over you. Fear diminishes. After you've walked through fire, you know you can do it again. The things that used to terrify you seem smaller. What else can life do to you that you cannot, in time, endure? Have you ever met someone who's been through hell and come back stronger? There's a quiet confidence in those people. They don't brag about it. They rarely talk about it. But you can sense it. They no longer fear the small things, and even the big things. They know they can survive. Not everyone who suffers grows from it. Some remain broken. The difference often comes down to meaning. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. When you find meaning in your pain, it becomes bearable, even transformative. Without a meaning or a why, pain is just punishment. With a meaning, pain becomes sacrifice, something you can endure for a purpose. If you can find a why, a reason in your suffering, a lesson or a purpose, you can endure almost anything. It doesn't make the pain pleasant. It doesn't make it fair. But it gives you a torch to carry through the dark, a light to move toward. Consider those who turned their pain into purpose. The parent who lost a child to tragedy and then started a movement to save others from the same fate. The survivor of abuse who transforms her trauma into a mission to help others escape their torment. They took the pain that almost destroyed them and made it their driving force. They found purpose in their suffering, and that purpose turned their agony into power. So when pain comes, don't just ask, why me? Ask, what for? What can this pain carve out of me that couldn't be carved out in comfort? What weakness is it burning away? What truth is it revealing that I've been avoiding? Your most profound moments of growth will often wear the disguise of pain. Life doesn't usually hand you wisdom on a silver platter. It gives it to you in trials and tragedies. In the moment, it feels like meaningless suffering. Only later do you see that the pain was crafting you into something new. Think of the phoenix, burning and turning to ash, then rising reborn. Think of a forest fire that destroys, and in the ashes, seeds crack open and life begins anew. In destruction, there is rebirth. It's a law of nature. Creation often requires destruction first. The forge of suffering can transform you into someone even you don't recognize. Someone stronger, someone awakened. The process is terrifying, yes, and many people run back into the comforts of their cage rather than face that fire. But those who stay in it until the end come out tempered, unbreakable in ways their old self was not. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest flame. This is not just a saying. It's a law of nature for souls as well as metals. If you want to be strong, truly strong, you must be willing to walk into the fire. Look at your scars. Really look at them. Physical or emotional. Those marks are your metals. Each one says, I endured. I persisted. I learned. Each one has made you who you are. Don't see them as flaws. See them as proof of your courage. Society may pity you for your scars or your trauma. Ignore that pity. It comes from those who don't understand that underneath every scar is a story of triumph. In a world that fears pain, your scars declare that you faced what others flee. Your scars are your honor, because each one means you refuse to be defeated. Now consider your life. If somehow you've managed to avoid any real suffering, if you have no scars at all, ask yourself what you might have sacrificed for that comfort. Have you been hiding from challenges? Bending your life to avoid all conflict and risk? If so, that safety has come at the cost of growth, at the cost of depth. In trying to avoid pain, you might have avoided living. A life without suffering is a life without depth. You can't climb mountains if you're unwilling to scrape your knees. You can't forge a warrior's heart with nothing but easy smiles. You can't become a skilled sailor on smooth seas. A life without adversity is a story without a plot. nothing to tell, nothing to inspire. Without pain, there is no challenge, no hero's journey. It's the struggles that write your legend, the battles that reveal your strength. It is adversity that gives life meaning, and heroes their story. Think back to the hardest moment of your life, the moment you thought would end you. You're still here, and you're wiser for it, aren't you? That ordeal taught you more about life and about yourself than any blissful moment ever could. It might have broken something in you, but it also built something new. This is not an invitation to court pain for no reason. You don't need to seek it. Life will bring enough on its own. But when it comes, don't waste it. Don't refuse the gift hidden within the agony. No one is telling you to seek out suffering. But when life hands it to you, you must make it count. Every ounce of pain can be fuel. Fuel for insight, for strength, for greatness. Pain is raw energy. If you don't use it to propel you forward, it will burn you from within. So use it. Don't just suffer, transform. Otherwise, you suffered for nothing. Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you better. That fork in the road appears at your darkest hour. When you are on your knees, broken, crying out, that is where you choose. Give up and let the pain win, or stand up and let the pain fuel you. In that moment of weakness lies the chance to discover your greatest strength. If you stand back up, you are no longer the person who fell. That weak version of you has died in the fire. What rises is a new self, forged, hardened, wiser. You are reborn from the flames that tried to consume you. One day, you may even thank your deepest pain, not because it was good. No, it was terrible, but because it showed you that you have the strength to survive the terrible. It revealed you to yourself. It stripped you down to your core, and at that core, you found something unbreakable. Most people will never know what they're truly capable of, because they refuse to push that far. They live in soft fear, always turning back before the breaking point. They choose a shallow life over the risk of pain. But you are willing to break, and in doing so, to rebuild yourself into something greater. You choose the harder path, and that makes all the difference in the end. You're still here listening, because some part of you knows this truth. You feel it, that cold, sharp understanding that your pain could become your power, that your suffering could be the best thing that ever happened to you if you learn how to use it. If you stay still now, if you retreat into the familiar comfort of denial, you'll fall back asleep. And if you fall back asleep, you know what awaits you. The slow decay of a life half-lived, the rot of potential left unrealized. Before we finish, I want you to do something. Leave one sentence in the comments. Not a platitude, not a quote. One raw, honest truth your suffering taught you. Write it as proof that you can turn pain into power. With that, I'll know you're awake. Now go. Live. And when you're ready, when you've risen from the fire, scarred and strong, come back. I'll be waiting where I always am. Right at the edge where pain becomes power. Where it all begins.